I had a real business with real momentum, and I let that momentum die. Not because the market changed, not because anything went wrong externally, because I stopped being locked in on it. So look, ran this cleaning business, still run the cleaning business for my mom, and we built it up. It was amazing and everything, right? And we had amazing momentum when I started. But that momentum went away. And instead of fighting to get it back, I moved on to something else. And I've watched a lot of people do the same thing. And most of them don't even realize what's happening. I didn't even understand what was going on. A lot of times people call it pivoting, evolution, finding their real passion. These are all words just to say, excuse themselves from avoidance. And today I want to talk about what it really means to be locked in, the mechanics, what it looks like day to day when you're doing it right, and what it costs you when you're not. All right. So first I want to take you back what happened with the cleaning business, right? Because this is the whole story right here. When I first started the cleaning business, I was locked in. I came home, I was executing, my mom put it together. So we took this everywhere from all over Atlanta, right? We were all over. We were cleaning houses. I was cleaning houses. I learned so much. And I always say I learned so much learning work with my mom. And I was locked in every day. I was taking phone calls, being on jobs, working with people. There was no split attention. I ain't have nothing else going on. I was just locked in. And we built that. I've never had another job after I came home working with the cleaning business. And that was that. And we had the real momentum. We was making it happen. But then I was like, I wasn't passionate about it, right? I was like, I want to do something else. People were like, oh, you're nice at business. I would talk business with people. And I was like, I can help these people. I can start coaching. I can start doing all these things. I can show up another business. There's so many other opportunities. And when that started happening, my focus started getting away from the cleaning business. And the other thing is, I thought it was easier on the other side. I thought that going to start these other businesses, these other opportunities, because what happens is when it's like a new relationship, it's all fresh and amazing and something else. And, is this great over there? But nah, what really was that all the real work was over here. And when that happened, the momentum ended up dying. My mom had videos, didn't put them out. We were supposed to, the marketing part, right? And we still did great. We still have 225 reviews on Google. We still have an amazing business, but I understand where I dropped the ball and not nearing it. So it came to the point, my mom, she mostly retired now and the business runs itself. And so I do have the goal of getting the business to $1 million, but there are constraints in it, right? And I ended up getting a lot of clients. When I say that, I started CMJ Business Solutions. And I've started many businesses in that time, but CMJ Business Solutions was the overall business. And I would just get clients here and there, from different industries, just from people talking to me and saying, hey, Clive, you do amazing work. You do great work. But even that, because I wasn't niched down, and I'm going to go into that now about being niched down, that I wasn't locked in, right? So I would get all these different clients. And because I was doing the cleaning business and because I was running and because I wasn't niched down, the CMJ, I wasn't making a lot of money on it. Because why? Because I had to do all the work. I couldn't pass it off to anybody because there was so much custom work that was being done. The cleaning business, and there's so many things I didn't realize about business that I didn't realize working just in the cleaning business. First is that we already had product market fit because we could do an amazing job in cleaning. I was just learning about how to deliver with excellence inside of the CMJ. I had to learn that. I had to learn, what does it look like? What does that look like? I didn't know that delivery was not automatic because my mom was just so amazing. She could already do the job. But if you're not great at delivery, if you don't understand, and then when I say delivery, I'm not talking about just doing the cleaning or doing whatever it is. I'm going back to my mom because how much she taught me, watching her, just seeing the point of delivering, bringing the services, when we showed up at people's houses, how the carriages had to be put together, how the chemicals had to be put together, greeting the people, talking to the people. When we dealt with customers, the follow up, we had client delivery dialed in. I didn't have that with CMJ. So over time, I got better and better and better because I had to keep figuring these things out, which I'm going to do. I'm going to study. I'm going to lock in. And this is where I'm even coming to this conclusion, is understanding this. So now, 6 months ago, I met an amazing doctor, and she was able to. And when I started working with her, we started talking about, the problems and what's going on with the clinics in America. And I fell in love with this mission right here, right? What this mission was to help clinics put in systems so they could stabilize and be profitable and actually serve the community. Because what I found was that there's a lot of clinics that go out of business, or they sell out to big. And when I say sell out, I'm just saying they sell their clinics to hospitals, or they go out of business. And why is that? Because the business is not profitable. We live in America. Healthcare is a profitable business. But what happens is, if you don't have structure in place, if you don't have systems in place, because you can do a care and not get paid for it because you didn't file for insurance, because you don't see all the billing gaps. And because of those things, people go out of business, doctors who are amazing. And we always say, you went to medical school to be a doctor. You didn't go to medical school to be a business owner. So we come in and put the business systems for them. And because I fell in love with that niche, I said, okay, this is where I'm going to plant my flag at. This is where I'm going to plant my flag. So we founded Practice Founders, and we've just been rolling. Now, this business is very hard. This business is not easy. You have to get the trust of the doctors. Do they, the connection? Is this something they really need? Skepticism, everything. So even I'm like, it's an amazing niche to go after, but I understand that the work that it'd be to put in to be a trusted provider in a field where you're dealing with patient health records, where you're dealing with doctors who are skeptical, who don't have time, who are overwhelmed, overworked. So that's what Practice Founders is. And I say that because I've had so much freedom going down, and I'm giving you the niche down, solve a problem, because I've avoided it so long. But I understood when I had success, I look back, the cleaning business was successful because we were literally passing out flyers. We were literally running Google ads, taking in the customers' calls, giving them a quote, and getting them onto our recurring cleaning list. And that was it. And it was the same pattern repeatedly, right? That was it. And then it was just optimizations. How do we get more houses in this neighborhood? That was basically it, right? Optimizing prices, gas routes, but it wasn't confusing. It was like waking up and doing the same thing every day. And I understand that people want excitement, but this is business, and it's literally rinse and repeat. And now that we're building Practice Founders, we're building that we're able to put in these systems to rinse and repeat. And I'm not having to do custom work anymore. My team is involved with me. I brought in more people, and I'm like, this is what it felt like. This is why the cleaning business could run by itself, because you actually brought in a place where people could come in and do the work, and you don't have to do everything. Everything wasn't on you. I was like, this is okay. This is what I was not realizing and missing and not going back into. So now, where I'm going back to now is I want to give you this, right? I look at things in 3-year plans, right? So, because it's far enough out where you can plan it out and you could do it, and it's close enough, saying that is tangible. Now, I always tell people, all these timelines are arbitrary. What I really do is I plan, and then I look at where I'm at, because you don't know what you're going to accomplish. I'm just like, all right, in these 3 years, can we run to get these things done? How much can we get done? We want to get to this right here, but we're just running to see what we can do and see what happens in 3 years. Now, I break those 3 years down to 90 days. Because locked in, what we started with, locked in, what does that look like on a Tuesday at 10 a.m.? Coming back to the 90-day plan, we have to know what numbers are we looking at. And we have the numbers that we're doing. We say the activity numbers. Hey, so I'm going to take Practice Founders so you can understand what we're doing. Right now, we have 1 client. Our goal is to get to 5 clients in the next 6 months. Getting to to get to 5 clients in the next 6 months. What do we have to do? So what does that look like day to day to get clients? We have our LinkedIn outreach. We have our Instagram outreach. And then we have networking events that we're planning to go to, right? So those are the things that we have to do that daily, consistently, to go after clients, right? Now, each one of those are broken down. We're doing LinkedIn outreach. And then we want to say from the activities, can we generate actual results? What are the results that we're trying to generate? Sales calls, clients, conversations, right? So we want to have conversations on LinkedIn, conversations on Instagram, conversations in person, turn those into sales calls, and turn those sales calls into clients. And once we repeatedly do that, and then the last part, of course, is deliver with excellence to those clients to get that. So what does it mean to be locked in? What does it mean to actually build something that's amazing? But that's the hard work in the culture of Instagram and instant gratification. I know that I don't even rail against that. That is what it is. But I understand that for me personally, that it's the work that needs to be put in, the work that needs to be executed. I have to get that. You got to think about what you want to do. You got to think about what you want to achieve. Lock in on that for your business. There's levels to it. And the reason why I even understand there's levels to all of this is because at every time that I got somewhere, everything that I thought I wanted changed dramatically once I got that. And so I'm just like, all right, let's push to this next goal right here. But it's easy to have FOMO. Oh, I'm missing out on this. Oh, there's this opportunity over here. Believe me, anything that's an easy opportunity, people already are diving in and they're not sharing it with you. There's a reason why they're sharing it. There's not just out of their good heart. Oh, I just put this on YouTube just for any reason why, right? Even me sharing this with you, my journey, right? It's that more Black men can understand the journey of being a business owner so that they can be great to their team, so they can make an impact on their community, on the world. It's not just a benign thing. Of course, also, I want to be able to communicate that. So, because that's my end mission. It's like, how do we, as Black men, become leaders in our business, in our teams, be great leaders, CEOs, and use those companies to make impact on our community, to give our people opportunity, to be able to get resources. And that's why I created this, right? That is my goal. And also having the blueprint, creating a blueprint that was never given to us, sharing it with people and sharing the real, because I'm not here to, you going to hear it. This is whatever happens in the business, I'm going to be telling about it, right? I want to make sure that we have the real. But this right here is just to be locked in. The first thing please, people talk to me. You see me, I'm out here. If I'm at Dougal, which is in Atlanta, if you're coming down, if you're a brother, you want to come down to Dougal, I'm down there. So if you're talking to me and you come to me with 5 businesses, the first thing I'm going to say to you is like, bro, you're not locked in. If you come to me and say, I got this business, I'm trying that business, I'll be like, yo, you're not locked in. We have to eliminate that first. You're not locked in. You can't play every sport. Pick your business. Lock in. What are you going to accomplish? Now, I want to give one more thing is that you want to make sure that you have, when we're saying you want to lock in, you want to have your project and your process so that you can have the right project, what is the project? The project is, hey, I need to create, we talked about LinkedIn. I need to set up my LinkedIn. I need my banner, my about section, all these things. That's the setup part. Then the process is just what I'm running every day. I'm doing outreach. It's very simple. I'm doing outreach, generating conversations, generating sales calls, generating clients. That's my whole goal. That's it. Every day. Same boring thing every day. We're just executing every day. And it's only boring because you don't see the long-term excitement in what you're going to achieve by putting in this work every day. That's it. But even if it is boring, that's the work that needs to be done. That's what has to happen. Stay focused, stay blessed, man. Let's execute. Let's make it happen. Peace.